In 1991, a game was released to compete with Nintendo's juggernaut Mario from a small team of developers from Sega headed by Yuji Naka. This icon had to be something Mario was not. And with this project, known as Project Needle Mouse, the world got one of its greatest video game icons, Sonic the Hedgehog. Welcome, one and all, to the Sonic Retrospective. It's kind of funny coming back to Sonic 1 after all this time, because as a kid, I actually really didn't like this game all that much. I was more in love with the sequel, what I considered the actual sequel, not what we're going to talk about next time. Sonic 1, to me, was rather boring, slow, and not exactly all that fun. And once I got a GameCube, I just fell in love with the 3D Sonic games like Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. So upon revisiting now, with fresh eyes as an adult, I still have to say the games really got better over time. I mean, it's not a bad game. Sonic 1 holds up very well, but replaying it, I couldn't help but notice some pretty glaring flaws. However, I think the best way to show them is to go stage by stage. And with the classic games, it's pretty obvious that I kind of have to do that because they didn't really have, well, all that much to do in the plot department. I mean, they do if you read the manuals, and they start to gain somewhat of a plot when Sonic 3 rolled around, but the story is still pretty basic. Sonic is the hero, and he must start his arch enemy Dr. Eggman from doing evil. The game starts off with the iconic Green Hill Zone. What can I say about this stage that hasn't been said already? It's the premier Sonic stage. It's fast, it's free, it's everything Sega marketed, and this is the stage of the wonderful thing of blast processing. Each stage starts off with 3 acts. 2 normal acts where you can get into the bonus stage, which we will get into later, and the last stage is a fight with the main villain of the franchise, Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik. You know what, actually, since we're here, we might as well address the elephant in the room early. Dr. Eggman or Dr. Robotnik? Which do I like better? Dr. Eggman to me is the better name. It's kind of a shame that I have to say that and kind of have to justify it, but it really is a better name to me. All his inventions are labeled with an A first, and yes, even though Dr. Robotnik sounds cooler, I just feel like Eggman just fits more. It fits the character. He is literally an egg-shaped man. As a little side note, when I was first recording the footage for the game, I was kind of imagining Dr. Eggman yelling at me in the voice of Mike Pollard, the current voice of Dr. Eggman for the current generation. So the first Eggman boss is another classic with a reoccurring invention of the Doctors. The Eggmobile with a giant ball of doom with only 2 platforms to hit him with. This reoccurs in so many other side story Sonic games that it'd be criminal not to mention it. However, next comes with the problem. Because next is Marble Zone, and this is where we kind of run into the problems of the game. The game varies, which is nice, however, between the fast-paced and amazing speed-filled fest that Sega marketed, it's just to a pretty average side-scroller, and I mean average. Marble Zone is a tricky level where being hit is kind of a bad thing because you want to activate the bonus stage and collect the emeralds. The bonus stages are something I probably should explain right now. These bonus stages are home of another series staple, the Chaos Emeralds. In later Sonic game Masterworlds, the Chaos Emeralds almost become a center point. However, back in the old days, they were just bonus items required to get the true ending. What's interesting about Sonic 1 though is in the later games there are 7 emeralds, however in this game there's only 6. Yeah, just 6, isn't that weird? Back to Marble Zone, it gets really tricky as you're trying to avoid the lava while also trying to collect enough rings for the bonus stage so you can get the emeralds. And you try not to get hit by fireballs, those speedy robots known as the buzz spammers, those stupid caterpillar robots that if you don't hit them just right, it will hurt you even if you beat it. The worst part though is the lava surfing. It's so slow and you have to be so careful not to fry and lose your rings, and also have to do some very tricky jumps that will launch you upwards. The boss of the stage is okay, it's reasonably difficult, but compared to the rest of the stage itself, it's just kind of easy. Next is Springyard Zone, the first of many casino glamour levels that have existed throughout the Sonic history. I swear to God, someone in Sega has a gambling addiction. It's okay, not the worst Sonic game level, but it's alright. This is where the speed comes back, and it's actually very satisfying whenever you jump off the building and scale down in a loop and just get launched in the air like a rocket. The boss in this stage is the hardest in the game, and we'll get to that later. Eggman hovers above you with Sonic and Spikes trying to impale you and to move the foothold. If you're not perfect, you're gonna fall in the hole and die. A lot. It's a bit frustrating, but it's a good escalation compared to the other death traps you've been trying to fight earlier. After Spring Yard Zone is... Labyrinth Zone. This is the worst level in the game. I hate this level so much. The underwater slowing it down, the near impossible platforming, the cheap deaths. I mean, it does have the iconic drowning music, but compared to the rest of the game, this is the worst level. It's cheap with its tactics, and the boss is terrible. You just chase Eggman up the zone. You don't even have to beat him, you just have to dodge the death traps and you win the level. I really can't stand this stage. The next stage is a lot better. Starlight Zone. Out of all the stages, this is probably has the best music. I know Green Hill Zone is iconic and all, but just have a listen. Not only that, but the speed comes back in a good way and a big way. This is how you do it right. You want to blaze through the game as the speed is found, but you do have to stop and take time to platform a little bit. The boss is reasonably challenging. Eggman drops spikes that you have to explode, and you either have to hit him with the spikes or use the spikes to launch yourself up to hit him. I like the latter because it shows Sonic outsmarting a guy who has an IQ of 300. After that stage, we segue into the final stage, Scrap Brain Zone. And this is how you do a final stage right. It combines the platform with the speed, and a lot of very good quick climbs. It can be a little frustrating, but once you start being good at that and start beating at it, it gets really awesome. However, it also has probably the most evil thing Eggman has ever done in a Sonic game. You blaze through Act 2, you see Eggman. This is where you're thinking, this is going to be the most epic final battle you'll ever see. All you have to do is get past this barrier, and then you'll go to the final boss, and it's gonna happen. And why did he jump? What is he doing? No, don't tell me. There's another act? Okay, makes sense. It's the final stage. You can get another act back, but... No! After that, you go to the final boss, and this has to be amazing, like a giant death robot, or okay, trying to crush him a lot is kind of cool, and this is insulting. So you put me through Labyrinth Zone again, and then the final boss is the easiest Sonic boss in the franchise. And I am including Perfect Chaos, Solaris both phases, and Metal Overlord on that list. Seriously, what I'm doing right now, this is all you gotta do. You have 10 minutes to beat the guy, and I did it in far less time. The credits are longer. And then once you beat him, he runs away, and all you gotta do is hit the egg wheel once, and you win. Sonic speeds across Green Hill Zone, the Chaos Emeralds fill up and bring life back to it, and it's over. That's it. That's all she wrote. It's done. See what I mean when I said the games got better over time? Don't get me wrong, Sonic 1 is not a bad game at all. This is the game that helped Sega versus the Super Nintendo become a thing, and people still debate which console was better. Sonic 1 may be a good game, but it was incredibly frustrating. And that final boss was just disappointing. However, as I said, the games do improve over time. However, I can't talk about the one I want to talk about, because I have to talk about what I feel to be the most overrated Sonic game ever made. Sonic CD. Bring it on.